What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another film review. This film review is all about Batman and not Robin, but Harley Quinn. Yes, we're taking a look at the 2019 movie Batman and Harley Quinn. It is I do believe it's a very short movie. It's only like an hour and 10 minutes, which is very different to the kind of length of movies we get today. And it did come out in 2019, which is what, like 6 years ago. Holy shit, 6 years ago? Damn, I'm getting old. That mental maths threw me for fucking loops. Holy shit. Oh, I'm so old. I did not think it was that long ago. I did not think 2019 was that long ago. Why is time so weird? Why is time so weird right now? Like everything feels like it was so yesterday, but it wasn't. It was like 6 fucking years ago. I still remember going to see the Lego movie in cinemas, and that was in 2014. That was like 10 fucking years ago. Holy shit. Anyway, without any further delay, let's quickly get into what Google has to say. So, Batman and Harley Quinn is a action comedy, which have a 5.9 out of 10 IMDb and a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can watch this on Google Play, Amazon Prime, or YouTube. You will have to pay for it on each one of these platforms that you do go to check it out on. But when faced with a global threat, Batman and Nightwing have no choice but to team up with Harley Quinn for a chance at putting an end to the sinister plan orchestrated by Poison Ivy and the Floronic Men. So, as the Floronic Men and Poison Ivy are trying to turn the world into a plant haven, a human plant hybrid, and basically stop global warming, which is a good cause, they're just going about it in the wrong way, Batman and Nightwing try and stop it. So they discover their plan and they go their separate ways to try and get a little bit more information. Nightwing then goes to find Harley Quinn, gets laid, makes out with Harley Quinn, and does the jiggy, does the dirty, does the devil's tango, puts balls in holes. You don't get to see any of it, but it is very, very heavily implied. And Batman then also goes over and takes a look at the FBI to get a little bit more of an insider's scoop. Once he gets the scoop, he discovers the plan of Poison Ivy pretty much instantly, like the world's greatest detective he is, and he then goes over to Nightwing and walks in on him doing the dirty, doing like the 69, doing the sexy time with Harley Quinn, which Nightwing's face when that happens is never going to get old. It's always going to be fucking funny to me. But that is when Harley Quinn joins the team and they set off to look for Poison Ivy. They go to a bar and get some information from one of Ivy's old goons. After Harley Quinn does a little bit of a song and dance, they have a bar fight. They then head to Poison Ivy's lair where they get their asses handed to them, but they do manage to rescue a scientist. He does die, unfortunately, but they do get the information that they need from him, and then they head to the original Ground Zero for Swamp Thing to release the virus that they've been concocting to turn everyone into plants. Harley Quinn then unveils her plan, where she was actually, obviously, on Poison Ivy's side and just getting Batman and Robin out the way. But this was all a secret trick to try and get her to drop her plan. It didn't work, so they go back into fisticuffs, and Harley Quinn then does like the puppy dog eyes to get Poison Ivy to drop the plan, and she does. She does, like an absolute fool. She drops everything for those puppy dog eyes. However, Fluorescent Man doesn't do the same, and he gets confronted by Swamp Thing, who then is like, never mind, JK, I don't really give a shit, do what you want, man, it's up to you. And then he just disappears, and Harley Quinn gets a kiss from both Nightwing and Batman when she comes up with the most brilliant idea to burn Fluorescent Man. And it's like, well, there goes Batman's moral code of no killing, and that's where the movie ends. We don't actually see him get burnt. We don't actually see him stop anything. It just sort of abruptly ends, which is one of my biggest gripes with the movie, with just how it ends. Because it just ends with Harley Quinn getting a kiss from Nightwing and Batman, which kind of feels very odd and out of place given the entirety of the rest of the movie, with them being at each other's throats and constantly arguing, and Nightwing being like the peacekeeper. It felt weird and very out of place, and it kind of felt like a made-up story that Harley Quinn just decided to go and do on her own. For the animation, I think it was pretty clean. The fights are really awesome and very well animated. However, the character design is where it falls flat in the animation. The background characters stand out way more than the main characters, because Batman is dressed in all grey and he blends in with the background, with the buildings being black and grey. He blends in. There's no colour to him, there's no pop, there's no shine. He blends into the background and he's sometimes quite hard to see. Very similar with Nightwing. Again, he's dressed in all black with a blue logo on his chest, again blending into the background, very hard to see and very hard to keep track of in the fight scenes. And for whatever reason, they do make the sky red, which then clashes with Harley Quinn's outfit, which is black and red. And the red was the only bit that made her stand out, but when she's put up against the sky, she's very hard to see again. And it's just so weird that they decided to give these three main characters the same tones that they use for the background, like the same neutral tones of the red, gray, and black. Literally, each one of the main characters is one of those three colors, and it blends so much into the background. And it's so jarring when the villains, like Poison Ivy and Floronic Men, are like bright greens, blues, and teals, so they stand out so much compared to everything else. It's very off-putting and jarring to see the main villain stand out more than the hero. Even the background characters stand out a little bit more. And this animation style does remind me of like the Mystery Inc. show that was on Boomerang, which was like about Scooby-Doo. It was a really good show, but it's very similar art style to this movie, which I wasn't complaining about because I do think that art style is really cool and really unique. So it is very interesting to see it come back for this movie. For the story, I think it's a pretty solid story for the most part, but it is the generic Poison Ivy story. I think this story is way too overdone for Poison Ivy. She does it here, she does it in the 1990s movie, and she also does it in the Harley Quinn animated series. All she ever wants to do is turn the world into a plant paradise, a plant palace, and turn all the humans into like mindless plant zombies. And it's so boring and so overdone. I know she's like a vegan, and I know she's like a protester and a protector of peace and a protector of plants, but come on, you can do that, but you don't need to shove it down each other's throats. It's like when one of your friends turns vegan and they make it their entire personality, telling you that they're vegan, how much better of a person they are because of it, and how much better they are than you because they're a vegan. Dog, I don't give a shit that you're vegan, you do you, boo, but like, don't make it everyone else's problem. Don't sort of shove it down everyone's throats. If they wanted to be vegan, they'd be vegan. You don't need to like try and force them to be what you're being because you think it's like morally righteous. It's so boring, so annoying, and so jarring. And I can make that comparison because Poison Ivy is a vegan. If I do get Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn mixed up in this sort of episode of film review, I would like to apologize. I'm just stupid. It's literally all I can say. I'm not throwing any shade at vegans. If you're a vegan, I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. But like, don't shove it down my throat. Don't tell me you're such a good person because you're vegan. Like, you can be a shitty person and still be vegan. Gonna be honest. Sorry to burst your bubble. But the voice acting is the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is also really cool because we have Bernadette from The Big Bang Theory playing Harley Quinn. Now, she's no Tina Strong. I absolutely adore Tina Strong. She is my favorite Harley Quinn voice actor and will be my personal favorite voice actor for Harley Quinn. And I believe she should be the only voice actor for Harley Quinn because she does it so well. She owns Harley Quinn and she is the voice of Harley Quinn, in my opinion. But I do believe Bernadette is a very decent choice, and she does do the Harley Quinn quite a bit of justice in this one. I think it's okay, it's decent, and it does show us a side of Harley Quinn that we don't get to explore too often. And it is like one side of the spectrum to the other, where she can be either extremely focused or completely out of the loop and completely clueless with what's going on, completely out of it. And there is no in between. She's either one or the other in this movie, and I quite like that juxtaposition because it does bring out her sort of like mental case side, which is pretty cool. I will admit I would like Tina Strong to have played Harley Quinn in this. I think it would have been a much better movie if it did do that. But you know, Bernadette's okay as well. I will accept Bernadette. This movie also took on a little bit more of mature themes, as Harley Quinn was working for the start of the movie in a basically superhero version of Hooters, where everyone was dressed in sort of very skimpy, sort of sexy, revealing outfits in the form of like Supergirl, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Black Canary, Harley Quinn, and like all these other different superheroes. And they did deal with a couple of like creepy guys, which Harley Quinn handled fucking phenomenally, by the way, might I add. And yeah, it like, especially with the sexy time as well, it does have a lot of more mature themes, which I wasn't expecting for a DC animated movie, which is meant for kids. I wasn't expecting any of this, but I think it is really cool that they did decide to go this route, and I thought it was just very interesting to see. It's something that you don't really get to see too often, so getting to explore this side of Gotham is really fucking cool. And I'm excited to see them do more. This movie did come out in 2019, so I do still have hope that they will make more movies like this, and not like Crisis on Infinite Earths, because I cannot sit through another 3 hours of that dog shit. It was so shit, I don't want to sit through it again. I cannot sit through it again. But as of right now, this movie is a solid 8 out of 10. I think it had a load of good stuff, but also a load of bad stuff. So, you know, I think the good does outweigh the bad, but it isn't perfect by any means. It is a good watch, and I do recommend that you do go and check it out for yourself in the places that I mentioned at the start of this video. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye.